The last couple of days, man, have I been sick. This is the worst I've been sick since we've been here. It was some type of a stomach flu. My son's 6th birthday was on Sunday. The next day, that son and myself both were down and out. Nasty, nasty. Slept probably 16 hours out of the last 24. And it just threw off everything that I had planned coming into this week. It started to stack up the to-do list. I've been rescheduling meetings. I've been doing all of these things. And the reason why I titled this one, I'm too busy to take on more in my schedule, is that I know that that's my lowest vibe self that's speaking out loud. Because the truth is that I have all the time in the world to get done exactly what I need to get done, as long as I'm prioritizing the right things. So this morning, I sat in a little bit of that nervous anxiety and that kind of like sick to your stomach, literally and figuratively, and thought, man, I literally can't expand time right now. There's no way I'm going to be able to get done all these things that I thought I could get done. So I had to back up and slow down and say, okay, what's going to actually serve and support me the best right now? Is it to just grind my way, focusing 60% of my effort on all of these different things that I wanted to get done? Or would I be best off to just drop certain things, bump them back perhaps, whatever the case might be, and focus on what's most important, which is ultimately my foundation. It's my morning routine. It's how much water I drink in a day. It's making sure I'm taking time to slow down so that I can actually get clarity on what it is that's most important, because I've fallen into this pattern in the past before. And that's why I hopped on here, was to just say this out loud, and perhaps some of you can relate to this. When we feel that internal, like, oh man, I've got too much on my plate and I can't take on any more. And I default in the past to just going back to the work and saying, well, I got to get that thing done because I promised this thing. And if I don't get it done by this time, then that gets bumped. But then I neglect everything else, my sleep. I end up staying up late just to try and catch up. I have shitty mornings because I didn't get any sleep the night before. I'm neglecting my physical health, and therefore my body's not operating at its full potential. Like, I'm literally not putting good fuel in my body, or I'm not getting to the gym, or whatever it might be. And I know that that no longer serves me. And I also know that everything really is happening for me. It's not happening to me. And there's certain things that fall off because they're not meant to be the things that I should be focusing on. And for me, that is, again, kind of this wave that I'm riding right now, and this phase of my life that I'm navigating, where I'm really shifting my focus towards making sure that everything that I do actually lights me up. Like it fills my heart, and it gives me energy. So this Thursday, for example, I have the opportunity to go up north of Liberia with a couple of guys that I met at the Wim Hof breathwork session that I attended in early December. And Yadi, the guy that actually facilitated the breathwork session too, who's a certified instructor for the Wim Hof method, is also going to this day-long excursion, which is just north of Liberia on this private land, where we're going to meet this older couple who own the farm, and they're going to make us lunch, and they're taking us on this private walking tour. It's not a casual walk. It's a hike, like a full-on hike, up to this private waterfall where we get to jump. I think they said it was like 20-meter jumps or something like that off the cliff into the waterfall. So I'm looking at all these things. I've been sick the last couple of days. Some of my work to-do list is getting behind. I have the opportunity to go do this amazing experience, which could be a part of the retreat/experience that we host in April. I'm not sure yet. That's part of the reason why I'm going. And I have an opportunity to connect with these two guys that I just had such an amazing experience with. And of course, Yadi, who led the breathwork session and also did the mushroom experience with me as well. And it didn't take very long. And in fact, I aligned with it with all of this with my wife too, and said, I feel like I need to go to this. And then I laid out all the things I need to do. And she was actually the one that grounded me and said, you need to go to this thing on Thursday. You'll figure out a way to get all this other stuff done. Just get focused, get back to my routine, get back to my, prioritizing what's most important. And one of the things that Mike and I have been doing, Mike Prince and I, is we put together our micro action checklist onto a tracking sheet so that we can actually keep track of all the things that we say that we want to be doing every single day. And not want, but we get to do every single day because we know that it fuels us. It gives us energy. And those things, as an example, I'll just read off some of them here to you guys, just to give you a sense of what we're doing here. So minimum 10 minutes of meditation, journaling morning pages, writing 3 pages, read 10 pages of a book. I'm currently reading this Artist Way book right here. Post 1 piece of conscious content, engage on 5 social posts within the Better Man community. That's something that we've taken on recently to say, let's go get everybody fired up to be in here and know that this is a support system for you. It's not meant to be more work. It's a place for you to speak what's real and alive for you out loud, and to be able to be seen and heard, and even possibly get some support along the way of what you're navigating. Like Alfred's video last night. Like, thank you so much for jumping in last night, brother. I appreciate you sharing that vulnerable truth about what you're navigating with your brother right now. Everybody can relate to that. We all have people in our lives, family, friends, that are just choosing to not operate at the same level that all of us are. And it's quite sad. It really is. And it hurts. But we have to continue to rise, because we know that those that will be on this journey with us will rise with us. And those that are not, unfortunately, they won't be on the journey with us. And that's okay. That's okay. Our tribe is, this tribe is meant to rise, right? Which means that we don't go backwards. We don't go backwards. Reach out to 10 different guys every single day to keep calling in people into this community. I want to build more people around us that want to actually lean in and commit to the change that they say that they want, like everybody declared on the Better Man Gathering calls. Reach out to 2 potential podcast guests. So one of the things that Mike and I are planning right now, and we'll have our first live podcast interview in the first week of February, is that we're going to go out and we're going to get some people on a podcast that we really want to talk to. Like Jordan Peterson is one of the people on those lists. He's the first one that just comes to mind. But like, we're going to go get Jordan Peterson on the Extremely Conscious Man podcast. And one of the things that we're doing for the Inner Circle guys is that they'll be able to actually join us on the podcast and even come and ask questions. So it's basically a live audience podcast. And I don't know anybody that's even doing this right now, but I know that I have the technical expertise to make it happen. And it's something that I really want to do. And I can't wait to bring other people into that as well, because there's so much momentum and uplifting that's going to happen by being able to speak to some of these people that we really admire and that we want to get some feedback and advice on how to navigate this world together. And then 5 minutes of breathing, 5 minutes of stretching, 100 push-ups a day, drink 4 liters of water, do a cold plunge / shower for 3 minutes. I unfortunately still can't do a cold plunge every day. It's just not possible here unless I drop like 20 bucks on ice every single day, which might be a possibility, but we'll see. Do one thing consciously for my spouse, spend conscious time with my kids, and reach out to one relative to stay in touch and tell them that I love them. That's my micro action list for this month. And the first 2-3 days of this month, I've failed miserably at it. I had my kid's birthday. I was sick. I literally have 0 check marks on the 2nd day of this month. And now here we are on the 3rd day of this month. And I decided to jump in here because one of the things that I am committed to on that list is making sure that I'm saying the truth out loud about what I'm going through, what I'm navigating right now, and what I'm choosing to spend my time on. And I'm asking for support. I'd love for you guys to jump in and just even give me a like or something. Give me a, hey man, I can relate. I've had the same type of week starting out. The more we do this, the more we realize we're not alone on this journey, and we can actually see where we can help each other. Because we don't know. Nobody knows what you're navigating until you actually say it out loud. So there's my confession. My declaration is that, my micro action is get healthy. Man, you don't realize how much you really appreciate your health until it's stripped away from you. And this was another reminder for me, is like, I get to take care of this body. I get to take care of this body. It's connected to a vision that has me riding a surfboard with my grandkids in 20, 30, 40 years, whatever that happens to be. And that drives me every single day. So that's all I got for you right now. Speaking of which, I'm going to go spend some time with the kids right now, clean up the house. I think that qualifies as doing something consciously for my wife, doesn't it? Go and sweep the floor upstairs. I'm going to check that box. All right. See you guys. I want to hear from you. Jump in here. Tell us how it's going. What's the year starting out like for you? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling frustrated? Let's get in here. Let's support each other. Let's tell the truth. See ya. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Trevor Turnbull Show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please consider subscribing on my YouTube channel, as well as on your favorite podcast platform. So until next time, remember, today is a beautiful day of opportunity. Trust that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So be grateful, be curious, and be brave. Yes.